It was like a letter he wrote to the NFL franchises. If you pick me, it's simple. I'm coming to your franchise to do what Saquon and the Eagles just did. I'm coming to win big soon. And that was just a tiny piece of what he said. He went on to say, I would take the guy that nobody can tackle. It was as brash and as arrogant a comment as you could possibly make. And let me be clear, I loved it. And I would think every team in the NFL would love it. Who doesn't want that guy? I don't want the guy who says, take me and I'll do my best. You know, and
try really hard.
But my point is, he compares himself to Saquon Barkley, who was the best running back in the NFL, just had one of the greatest seasons ever. Great. Shedeur Sanders didn't compare himself to Patrick Mahomes. He just said what he said. And the point I'm trying to make here is, there is a double standard that I think is based on confirmation bias. There are people who just don't like the Sanderses, they don't like Deion, they don't like Shedeur, they've made up their minds, and so when he says something like that, they say, see, that's what I'm talking about. Ashton Jeanty says actually even more, words that could be described as more brash and more arrogant, to the reaction is, oh, I love that kid, love his moxie, love the attitude, that's the kind of guy I want on my team. I just thought it was an interesting juxtaposition. J-Mac, what do you think?
I think the people that are comparing these two and saying something different are idiots. I think at the same time, when you look at the draft this time of year, this is what every prospect is saying about how good they are. But at the same time, when you're evaluating a prospect and you're looking, and you know this, Mike T, to draft a guy this high, you overturn every stone to figure out anything about this kid. Mac Jones got knocked because of where he came from, that he was a pretentious kind of guy, a little bit of a snob. Whether it was Caleb Williams last year, he lives in a penthouse, he's making $10 million. Whether it was C.J. Stroud and an S2 cognition test, you find things to knock a player. So I'm not going to feel sorry for Shedeur when you're going to be drafted at the top of the draft. People are going to find things to say about you to make you feel a certain type of way, to knock you down. He's a guy that has had to own that his entire career. There's also another side of it where your talent level dictates how much you can say and how much somebody is willing to take. With a guy like Ashton Jeanty and you feel like he is comparable to Saquon Barkley and he can change your franchise, you may be more in tune to hear those things. If you don't feel like the talent level matches the things that Shedeur Sanders is saying, well, you may feel like it's going to be a problem if the play doesn't hold up to the standard of what the mouth is saying.
You know, this is really reminds me of when Baker Mayfield came out. I was with the Dolphins, and he left the room, and half the room was like, my gosh, we could go follow him into war, and he's a battlefield commander. And the other half of the room was like, I don't want that guy anywhere near us. Yeah. Like, he is not well-liked. And that was sort of like Baker Mayfield's career, a very divisive guy. And he's turned out to be a really good quarterback and a good leader, and he had to grow into it. And I think with Shedeur, I think the question is, and I think for me the answer would be yes, but like, can he have the mental toughness and resiliency to withstand the rigors of, hey, if he's with the New York Giants and he throws 3 interceptions on opening day, what is it going to be like? So you want somebody with moxie, Greeny, to your point. Now, look, yeah, does he need a little polish? Yeah, they all do. We all do when we came out of college, much the way Baker Mayfield, right? Took him his 4th team. So I understand why there's divisive opinions about it, but at the end of the day, you have to say, can this guy be our commander? Can he withstand the inevitable bumps in the road? And I think it's a definite yes.
I always feel bad for an unnamed GM because, like, what do you put on your office door? Like, you don't have a name. So I don't put a lot of stock in it. Here's what I'll say. Like, there was similar stuff being said about Kyler Murray when he came out. He was the 1 pick. Yep. Right? Shedeur Sanders is not going to be the 1 pick. And quite frankly, I don't think he's going to be the 2 pick or the 3 pick either. So there's more negative, I think, associated because teams aren't viewing him as an elite prospect. They are viewing Ashton Jeanty as an elite prospect. Yeah. Like, I've been told by multiple people, this is the 3rd best player in the draft, Ashton Jeanty.
Mel has him 4 on the big board,
So Mel's higher on Shedeur Sanders than most of the teams you talk to.
Yeah.
So I think what you get, and again, you can find someone on the internet to say anything, positive or negative, right? So, like, you don't put a lot of stock in that. But I think to your point, Greeny, I think you're right about the bias inherent in being Deion Sanders' kid, right? Like, people are going to be inclined to think, oh, whatever, because they have an opinion one way or another about Deion. But I think ultimately it wouldn't matter if he were a Patrick Mahomes level talent, right? I just don't think anybody would care.
Okay, we'll have much more on this as we go. But the NBA playoffs start this weekend. We're going to laud that. Travis Hunter absolutely has a chance to be a dominant difference maker on both sides of the ball. He has rare ball skills that we're looking at here at receiver, as also at corner. So absolutely, he could be the Shohei Ohtani
of the next generation of the NFL. Whoever gets him is going to be lucky. I think he could play both ways.
It would not surprise me, too, if Travis Hunter could throw a baseball at 90 miles per hour and hit a baseball over 400 feet. Mike T, our next call comes from where? Oh, is that Alabama? Who is it? It's Jalen Milroe, working out for the Giants today. Mike T, he says he is going to be the biggest steal of this draft. Are you calling fraud or laud with Jalen Milroe?
I'm going to say fraud, and I like Jalen Milroe. I think he has a chance to be a good player. He is a really good athlete with a great arm that we're looking at here. He could also be a very effective runner who can make you miss and run by you. But to me, right here, Tyler Shug of Louisville, he's going to be the biggest steal. He's 25 years old, but he ran a 4.63. If he can stay healthy, he goes in the bottom of the first round. He's the biggest steal of the draft.
Okay. All right. Hey, another guy who's known for his running ability is Ashton Jeanty. He's on the phone. He says he's going to have a Saquon Barkley-like impact on the team that drafts him. Is that fraud, Mike T, or should we laud?
We're going to laud that. Ashton Jeanty, guys, has 1,700 yards after contact. That's really remarkable. 1,700 yards would be a great season. He is explosive. He is hard to tackle. And I do think Saquon Barkley has led this renaissance on running backs. I think he goes in the top 6. I think Vegas, Pete Carroll, is a likely landing spot. I think he's going to be a great player. He can pass protect, and he can also catch the ball as well.
I love the little note he wrote and said, if this is tackle football, you should probably draft a guy that people simply can't tackle. Mike, you went 3 for 3. It's time.
Chào các mọi người đã quay trở lại với kênh của mình. Ngày hôm nay mình sẽ tiếp tục hướng dẫn các bạn làm vòng. Vòng hôm nay của mình sẽ có tiêu đề là kẹo kéo. Mọi người, hôm nay vòng mình sẽ có tiêu đề là cao su. Bây giờ mình sẽ bắt đầu làm mỏi qua hoa hết cả mắt. Xem ở đây, xem lệnh này. Ơi. Cô đi. Rồi còn bốc được. Rồi lên ăn đi này. Mọi người đây là trắng này.